Yeah. What's up, man? Like I said, man, what's good, what's good? Hey, look. I'm gonna talk about some real shit, cuz. Hey, check this out. I'm talking about some real shit, like my nigga Nipsey. My nigga rest easy, cuz, rest in peace. Like I knew Nip for a long time. You feel me? Like I knew Nip since way back in the days. Way back in the days. Me and Nipsey used to hustle in the parking lot. If the sloss to swap me. I'm gonna tell y'all a story about me and Nip, right? The nigga me and Nip, when I first started hitting the streets, my nigga, I first started getting money. My nigga Nipsey was a boss. Nipsey was already a boss, my nigga. He was controlling shit. Like he was controlling we was young. We was all young niggas. Like we was younger than what we is now. Like Nipsey, we was young, you know. And I got a little bit more year, like about 3 or 4 years on Nip. And yeah, me and Nip, my nigga, he was controlling this shit. I was coming to the parking lot, I was selling my first single called West Coastin'. Shout out to all the people that got my first single. I bought a car off that shit. Like, so I was selling my shit in the parking lot. And that nigga Nip, like, but we all knew that the 6 O's control the parking lot. That was word on the streets, that the 6 O's control the parking lot. To make a long story short, my nigga Nip was controlling, like 6 O's were controlling the parking lot. So we out there getting money, we selling our shit in the parking lot. You know what I'm talking about? We selling our CDs and shit. Me and my boy, my nigga Bear Rock. Shout out to my nigga Bear Rock. And then that nigga Nip confronted us. That nigga Nip was like, "What y'all doing?" Nip was like, "What's up?" It was so long ago, but like, he like, "What's up?" Like, y'all selling CDs and shit. We was like, "Yeah, we getting it in." And he like, "Okay, for sure." And that nigga was like, what y'all selling? I was like, he said, "Y'all selling bootleg shit?" I'm like, "Nah, we ain't selling bootleg. This our own shit." He like, "This y'all shit?" I'm like, "Yeah, this my own shit." And he bought a copy. He looked at it, and then ever since then we've been cool. You know what I'm saying? He bought a copy, and ever since then we've been cool. And like he was just like Nip wasn't like, but to make a long story short, Nip was like, it was like he wanted to see what we was doing, but he came at me so G. The nigga came at me so G. The nigga was like he wanted to see if we was stepping on his toes and shit. And when he found out that we was young black entrepreneur doing our own shit like him, he embraced me, showed me love. And Nip wasn't no game breaker nigga like that. Like, you know, this is when he, you know what I'm saying, summertime, cutlass, all that shit. He rap about slossing boys, all that shit. That's that time. Niggas gang banging, shootouts in the parking lot. Nip was on that shit. Nip was on black power and recycle black dollars and put your money away and invest and all this shit, you know, Nip about. That's the shit Nip was on. You know what I'm saying? He was telling us how to get your, he said, "You got a corporate, that's an LLC. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. A nigga Nipsey used to tell me all that shit. He used to be like, he's like, "What you doing? That's an LLC. That's a corporation. You your own boss." Nip was talking like that way back then. You know what I'm talking about? He talking about LLC corporations, invest your dollars and buy land and real estate. Nip was on that shit way back then when we was young niggas talking about that shit. You know? Nip, you know, we was, you know, Nip gave a fuck. He gave a fuck where a nigga from. He gave a fuck if a nigga gang bang. Nip was about recycling back dollars and building our community. True story, man. And ever since then, I've been seeing Nip for years, after hours, clubs, parking lots, anywhere, my nigga, the clubs, the studios. And Nip always hit me up with the neighborhood. Nigga ain't gang banging, nigga, but that's just how we got down, because I'm from that side of town. I'm from Crenshaw. You understand what I'm saying? I'm from Crenshaw. And Nip, and I grew up with all the homies. All the homies I grew up with. You know what I'm talking about? I grew up with all the homies. You know what I'm talking about? So Cobby Supreme, all them niggas, man. So, you know, Nip was a solid nigga, man, but a bona fide hustler. You know, I learned a lot from Nipsey, so that's why, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing my thing. I've been doing my thing. Like, here's another story, my nigga. We gonna chop it up. We gonna talk. Here's another story. Like, check this out. Check this out, man. Me and the nigga, like, there's so many stories, though. I could have signed to All Money way back in 06, 07. Like, I could have signed to All Money back then. And like, you know, it's another story. I see Nip come. I was selling DVDs again on his territory. I was selling some DVDs, and right there on Slauson and Crenshaw at the gas station. But by then, Nip was already out the game. Nip was you know what I'm saying, he was already independent tycoon. Like, this is like 06, 07 type Nip. And Nip was already doing it hood rich shit, doing it big. And I was just barely getting started with the DVDs and all that shit. And that nigga Nip see me, but I didn't know who he was because he grew his hair out. See, when I first met Nip, he had the special ed haircut, the fade. And then when I see him 3 years later, he had the Snoop Dogg braids. So I forgot who he was, but he know who I was the whole time. he remembered me from the first time we met in the parking lot. And I seen him again, and he was just telling me, man, just just Nip is way, man. I remember like it was yesterday, man. Nip is so ahead of his time, man. And Nip was like, we just chopped it up again. And he like, where you from? But he knew who I was the whole time. I was like, I'm from 10th Avenue Vernon. And he's like, oh, 10th Avenue Vernon, that way. He wasn't gangbanging on me, but he telling me, like, nigga, that way. This ain't your territory. So many words, because he know how much money you could make off DVDs and CDs, because he come from the DVDs and CDs game. And that nigga stacked bread in a vest. And he knew that I was, doing my thing. But other than that, man, Nip was a solid dude, man. Good nigga. I seen Nip plenty times after that in the clubs, all through Hollywood, after our spots. Was a real nigga, man. Was my brother. And the last time I said, I'm going to tell y'all another story, but I'm going to wait. But I got so many stories in me and Nip. I got so many stories, true story, because I'm from 10th Avenue Vernon, the Murray Park. My nigga Crenshaw, stand the fuck up. Nigga, salute to all my niggas in the jungles too, man. My rare rat niggas, man. I grew up in the jungles too. So I fuck with the jungle niggas, man. I fuck with everybody on the west side, man. But it's that nigga Nick Verando, man. Y'all be sure to stream my new shit. But I got a lot of stories about me and Nipsey, man. A lot of stories, man. Solid nigga, bona fide hustler. You know what I'm saying? Bona fide hustler, for real. But, yeah, man, I'm just late nights, man, working on some studio shit, late nights doing my thing, man. But that's bona fide shit, true story, my nigga. And Nipsey was a real nigga, solid nigga, man. And all his fans, what's up? I thank y'all, man, for just supporting the marathon. Will continue. And I got plenty more stories, my nigga. And I got, I got so much shit to say, but I'm gonna keep it short. I gotta go get back in the studio and get it in, man. But stream my new album, follow your boy, man. It's the nigga Nick Verando, man. Crenshaw, stand the fuck up. Let's get it. Yeah.